Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to learn and practice 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. First, let's take a look at what we're going to be doing today.
June skipping like a stone, with the headlights pointed at the dawn. We were sure we'd never see an end to it all, and I don't even care to shake these zipper blues, and we don't know just where our bones will rest to dust, I guess, forgotten and absorbed into the earth below.
And as you can see, this song is just a handful of basic shapes. There's a bar chord in there, B minor, but I'm also going to show you an easy way to play that. As far as what we're going to be covering today, you can see the table of contents down below. We're going to take a look at the chord shapes, chord switching. We're going to practice some strumming, and then we're going to figure out all those little extra bits, because there's a few points in this tune where, instead of going to an A chord, we go to a G chord, and so on and so forth, So all those little exceptions. We're going to talk about putting the whole song together, and that's going to cover it. All my lessons are laid out like this, so please subscribe if you find this organized way of learning and practicing your favorite songs makes sense to you. Also, if you haven't gotten your copy of my free ebook, it covers all the fundamentals of guitar. It's completely free. There's a link in the corner and down below for that as well. Either way, let's get started with those chord shapes. First, we have a D chord. And then we switch to G. And we could pivot off of our ring finger when we do that. That's a pretty easy switch. And that covers like 99% of the tune. Something that you may have seen in my little demonstration is I played D major 7. And for that one, I'm barring the top 3 strings with my index. So the 2nd fret on the top 3 strings plus the D string. And that might be a little tricky to do. You could also play it kind of like an A chord, just stacking your fingers on those top strings. That's totally acceptable too. And in our progression, in like the main progression of this song, we play the D chord 2 times, and then the G chord 2 times. And that's the simple way to do it. We could also, for the first time we play D, use D major 7 instead, followed by a D chord, and then G as usual. So just a couple options there, like a super easy way to do it, and then a more intermediate way to do it. So our main progression, D 2 times, G 2 times, and we do that 4 times in a row, and then we break it up by playing E minor and A major. So I'm just going to jot that down there in like a little chord grid, I call it. And you can see every one of those chord symbols, we're going to add the strumming pattern, which we're about to learn. We're going to play it 1 time per chord symbol. And that's the verse and the chorus to this tune. There's a couple other parts like the bridge and this one part where instead of the A chord, we play the G chord, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's take a look at the strumming pattern now. This song uses the most common strumming pattern ever. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. To learn it, I have a tutorial that covers it entirely, but let's just take a quick look at it. We start off going down, down, up on beats 1 and beats 2. And then I want to count 3, 4 out loud like this. Down, down, up, 3, 4. Down, down, up, 3, 4. And you'll notice when I play my D chord, I have my thumb over the top, lightly touching those strings to mute them. Super helpful in this case. If your fingers aren't long enough, there are other ways of doing it. You could use your pinky maybe, but I feel like getting the thumb over the top. And if you think your fingers aren't long enough, sometimes they are, and you just have to adjust your technique a bit, like get your wrist up a little bit more, and you can make that reach. And it's not too bad, especially just the thickest string. Anyways, down, down, up, 3, 4. And then for the second half, we count 1, 2, miss, up, down, up. missing the strings on beat 3. And we want to be sure to say this stuff out loud. It helps so much. Going 1, 2, miss, up, down, up. 1, 2, miss, up, down, up. And practicing it just like I am. And once you have both those halves, we put them together going 3, 4, down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. You can even do it on muted strings. Miss, up, down, 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 up, miss, up, down, up. That way you're not holding the same chord shape for a really long time, because that can kind of, it doesn't feel too good, you know. So we just mute the strings and we practice that strumming pattern a whole bunch. Once again, if you need extra help with this, please check out that tutorial that's completely dedicated to this pattern here on YouTube. Anywho, we have our strumming pattern, we have our chord progression. Let's put them together now. Starting off on D, and I'm gonna exclude that D major 7 for now. I'll pop it in later. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As restless as we are, we don't know just where our day to dust. I guess forgotten and absorbed into the earth below.
That was the chorus and the verse. For the verse, we could try popping in that major 7, and it would go like.
Meltdown 1979. Cool kids never had the time.
And it works really well with the melody, so I recommend doing it during the verse. You could do it during the chorus too, but you know, to kind of separate the two parts, we could do the chorus just regular D chords, and then save that major 7, that delicate major 7 thing for the verse. We play that for like most of the tune. There is one part, the third verse, where at the very end, instead of going E minor into A, we go E minor into G. And then it goes into the chorus.
We don't even care.
You know, and that is the end of the third verse. There's one other section now, the bridge. And for the bridge, we have a couple more chord shapes. Starts off on A, then it goes into B minor. And B minor is one of the 2 most used bar chords, F and B minor. To play it, I start by making an A minor shape with these 3 fingers, saving my index. Then we go up 1, 2 times, and we add the bar, and that makes the B minor shape. But if this is a bit tricky for you, we can play it like this. That's B minor 7. It's a bit more colorful and like airy, but it does the job. To play that on the A string at the 2nd fret, index finger, then I'm going to skip a string, and then I'm going to put my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. My ring finger goes on the 3rd fret of the B string. And we can kind of angle our hand down to mute that top string. And I'm putting my index finger a little bit higher to mute the thickest string. And that's an easier alternative. I have a lesson covering this chord shape. I'll put that in the corner too if you want you know, a bit more of a chance to practice your way through it and get used to it. Either way, we have the B minor easy version or the bar chord version. And the main part of our bridge chord progression, we do the A chord 2 times with the pattern.
And lights and towns.
B minor, low. And then we do that 2 more times, that same progression, and then we end it with E minor A, just like the ending of the verse. So let's try that now with our strumming pattern, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4.
To the lights and towns. Although faster than the speed
that's it. Those are all the components that make up this tune. At this point, I recommend taking a look at the chord order, writing it down, and listening to the original recording. That's going to help build up your sense of where you are within the song, which is one of the most important things that you can do when it comes to learning music and being able to play through the entire song. I also have on my Patreon page I recorded this with a metronome, slower than the original recording, and it has the chords and lyrics at the top. So you can play through the entire song with me, with a metronome, a little bit slower, just to, do it in a more comfortable tempo. Also, when you play along with the original recording, you have to put a capo on the first fret. So you pop your capo on the first fret and you pretend that that's the end of the guitar, and you do everything else. And on my Patreon, there's no capo involved, so it kind of saves you from that too. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Don't forget to grab your free copy of my ebook. I also have my complete beginner's course, which takes you from absolute beginner to confident strummer, learning songs along the way and all the techniques, the chord switching, building up your sense of rhythm, all that stuff. I just kind of take you through it step by step and guide you all the way to being comfortable playing songs like this, no problem. I'll put a link and stuff for that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a fun time practicing. I'll see you soon.